Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Victoria Ayodele Fash. Yes, I'm getting used to it. My name is Victoria Ayodele Fash. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I want to, before I start today's video, okay, you guys already know what today's video is going to be about. So we're going to have a chit chat, okay? And that's why you can see me coming all natural to you, like, you know, I'm giving you that natural vibe. Actually, I was so excited to share this. I could not just wait to do my makeup and everything. So we'll be doing the makeup together. I've never done anything like this before, actually. I've never ever. I usually do my makeup before I shoot my video. But today, I want to, you know, spice it up a little. But before I go into all of those, I just wanted to take a minute to say thank you to everyone who has been viewing my channels, for all your comments in my previous video with my husband. It has been exciting. And also for those that have been, you know, I realized that I've had this particular video that has like skyrocketed. Now it has about over 2,000 views. That's a video about getting your visa. I don't understand, guys. Is it that? Is it that everybody wants to run away from Nigeria? Where are you guys running to? But honestly, I've been getting so many questions, so many feedback on that video. And actually, you know, I think I got the best yesterday when one of my subscribers actually came to, you know, testify. Is it testify now? Okay. Came to give a feedback and said she actually got a visa by following all the steps that I laid down and all of that. That was so exciting for me. And you know, this is the reason why I do what I do, just to help people. So when I get feedback like that, it really helps me, or it really encourages me. So I'm so grateful. And if you're in the habit of just watching and not leaving a comment, I don't understand. Like anyway, now let's get into today's video. Today I have a message for my new brides, or my brides to be, or I still know what I'm going to call this video. I never know what I'm going to call the video until after I finish uploading, and then I need to name it to be able to publish. But I think I'm going to call this like things to look out for before you plan your wedding, or before, because I'll be doing a before your wedding, on your wedding, and after your wedding, you know. I've been playing with this video, I don't know why. Anyway, so yes, we'll be doing I'll be doing like a series. You know, we have been in the wedding series, sort of. I've not really given it a name, but now I've decided to call it a wedding series because I've shared my white wedding video, my traditional wedding video. I've shared how I met my husband, part 1 and part 2, and all of those good stuff. So yes, I think we are just in like a wedding series until the end of December. So I'll be sharing today things to take note of, things to, you know, be on the lookout for before you plan your wedding, or, you know, before your big day, and then things to also look out for on your big day, things that will most likely happen on your big day, and also, you know, after your big day, like, you know, all the sweet things that is to come. And how to get prepared, how to get yourself ready. So look out for those videos. They are like, trust me, I'm giving you guys premium content. So enough of the plenty talk, let's get right into the video. I have too many gists for you guys. Okay, but let me start by, you know, priming my face with, you know, rose water. I like to do that before, I don't know, just like, I don't know, they call it a barrier between your face and the makeup, whatever. I just like it. I use it, you know, I use primer when I'm going out, but when I'm going to be indoors, like I want to shoot a video, I just use the rose water, you know, to moisturize or whatever, to hydrate my face. Okay, yeah, so let's get into it. So just a minute. I don't know what's it. I don't know what's doing it today, to be honest. I don't know. Yeah, YouTubers that are able to talk whilst doing their makeup, I don't know how they do it, but we're gonna try. Anyway, so now the first thing I'm going to talk about is that, see, planning a wedding is stressful. Now, if you can afford a wedding planner, please go for it. Now, personally, I didn't use a wedding planner. I didn't get one because, you know, money is everything. I could not afford to get a wedding planner because I had other things that I had pushed my money to and all of that. Anyway, and I had just 2 months to plan my wedding. It was quite easy for me because my sister also got married about a year ago. I don't know if this makeup thing is going to work right now because I feel like I'm talking too much. So my sister actually got married like a year before my wedding. She got married in October of 2019. So she actually had some vendors. She had she had people around that, you know, I could also use. So I didn't really need to start, you know, scouting and looking for people. I knew I was going to use the same vendors that she used. So that made it a bit easier for me. So when I I'm sorry, I really tried. I sincerely tried, but it looks like this makeup and talk thing was not just for me, because I don't know. I mean, we're having some work done in the house, so a number of people were just coming and going. There was just a lot of distraction happening. So I was like, okay, let me just cool down, you know, do my makeup whilst they round up whatever they're doing, so that I'll be able to focus on doing this video, because you guys did not come to watch a makeup video. Anyway, like I was saying, so I know that so the next point I was talking about is in as much as we all have our, you know, dream weddings and, you know, the wedding of our dreams and the kind of wedding that we want, or the ideal wedding that we want, let us also be mindful of, you know, our budget. You need to cut your coat according to your clothes. But in as much as you're also trying to cut your coat according to your clothes, don't do something that you'll be unhappy with. So, you know, if you have a budget, or you have an ideal wedding in your mind that you want to do, but what you have, you know, will not be able to, you know, achieve that particular wedding, is there a way that you can cut some things down? Are there some things that are not necessary that you can cut down on? I mean, you don't need to have some things in your wedding just because every other person is, you know, having, you know, different. For instance, mine, for instance, one of the ways I cut the cost was, you know, I could have had, when I was doing my budget and I was talking to a few vendors, I was talking about cake, and I was talking to the lady, and she told me, oh, you know, for this cake, this is the amount for the traditional wedding, and then the white wedding, you know, this is the amount of the cake. And I was like, why do I need 2 cakes for my wedding? Like, why do I need it? I know people do it, you know, it's like a culture. It's like something that people do. They have like the traditional cake with pillows and, you know, beads and all of those things. And then the white wedding, they have the tier cakes, of course. And I was like, no, I don't need 2 cakes. There's nothing I'm going to do with it. So instead, what I opted for was, you know, if I have a picture, I'm going to impute it here, but I opted for a 3-step cake, you know, quite big, you know, and I made one part of it was made to, you know, have the beads and have the traditional vibe, and the second part was made to be you know, plain and nice with some, you know, white wedding design. So I didn't need to get 2 cakes. All I needed to do was just to turn this face during the traditional and turn this face during the white wedding, and it was superb. Shout out to Beams Cake. You know, so what are some of the unnecessary things you need to remove, you need to cut, in order to achieve the wedding of your dreams? Because I also don't want you to be looking at your wedding pictures and be wondering, why did I do this, and not be happy. I mean, I have one lady, she's like a mentor to me, and she was telling me that every time she looks at her wedding pictures, like, she's always upset because that's not what she wanted, but they just had to like cut this and cut that, and before you know what is happening, they've cut all the necessary things. That's why it is very, very important that, you know what you want, you have a list of what you want, and then you start looking which of these things can be compromised to be able to accommodate our budget, because you don't want to enter into a marriage in debt. You honestly don't want to, because you cannot spend the first, you know, year of your marriage trying to settle debt for a day's event. Wedding is a day's event. It is going to come, it is going to go. No matter how big your wedding is, there is going to be a wedding next week Saturday that is bigger than yours. So everyone is going to forget about it, and they're going to move on to the next big thing. So don't kill yourself because you want to have the wedding of your dreams. I mean, just have a decent wedding. Just have a wedding that you'll be happy to, you know, show the video and be happy to watch all over again, and even with your children. But you don't need to have the unnecessary things, like you want to have a 360 boot, you want to do this, you want to do that, because, and also don't make decision on your wedding because of what other people are doing. Hey, you are not working on the same budget. You don't know the people that those people have in their back, that they are, you know, they are comfortable doing all of those things with. You don't know which uncle they have, you don't know which aunties they have. You that, you know, you are the only one in your family that has managed to have 1 million naira, and you want to, you know, spend everything on one wedding. You need to think and ask yourself, can I actually afford this? Is this something that is reasonable? If not, people have got wedding and they are living all right, and 5 years later they end up having like a what do they call it now, a vow renewal, and it's big and it's wonderful because now they can afford the wedding that they want. So who says that, you know, you have to have everything now? In 5 years time, in 10 years time, you can have the vow renewal or something that is going to be the talk of the town. So please don't kill yourself because you want to have the perfect wedding or the wedding of your dreams. Please work with your budget. Don't go and put the man into bese. Okay, all right. Now the next thing I'm going to talk about, like things to look out for pre-wedding, is that, see, you guys, you and your husband or you and your wife, depending on who is watching this video, you guys are going to fight. Like, you are going to fight. It's like during the planning of the wedding, it's like every week there's always something to fight about. Is either maybe the hall, and okay, also because my husband was in Abuja, I was in Lagos. I was planning the wedding in Lagos. So most times I'll go to these venues, I'll send pictures to him and all of that, and then we have to deliberate. And every time it was from one argument to the other. Sometimes even little things that didn't used to cause fights, because you're on the edge, because you are stressed, because you have so many things going in your mind. And especially if you don't have all the money and you're trying to wonder where is this money going to come from and everything. So there is a lot of worries, there's a lot of fear, secret fear inside of you and all of that. So because of that, you are going to be on the edge, and so is your partner. Okay, so sometimes it's not even about the money. Sometimes just the reality of after this period of my life, I'm going to, please, once again, I apologize for all the noise that is going on in the background. I don't know what else to do. Sometimes, like I was saying, it's because of just the reality that I'm going to be spending the rest of my life with someone else. Sometimes it can place a demand on you. You might be stressed, you might be confused. There might just be a lot of things going on in your mind that even you will not be able to explain. So there will be a lot of things that is going to make you guys to have disagreement, you and your spouse. I speak, or I've watched a number of videos of people who are talking about dates leading to their wedding and things that happen, and this is like constant. Like they will always argue, they always fight. This is something as little as should we wear blue, should we wear red? Me and my husband, my husband doesn't like bright colors. I like colors, as you can see. My husband is a very conservative person. Like, I know in his wardrobe you see black. To him, what he's seeing is black, army green, gray, and this and that. In my own eyes, what I'm seeing is black. My husband doesn't like a lot of colors, but I particularly I like colors. Because colors is beautiful. So yes, that's it. So you guys are going to fight about a lot of things, but you need to be mindful to make sure that you don't sweat the small stuff. When those things happen and you realize that, and that's it. The moment I realize, okay, this is my emotions, getting the best or getting a hold of me, I try to call him and tell him, okay, I apologize. Maybe we are not seeing this in the same way. And sometimes, he also does the same. Like, okay, let's calm down. Sometimes when he says that, okay, I'm getting emotional, like he'll say, okay, fine, let's talk about this later. Actually, I'm the one who always advocates for let's talk about it later. I was going to say, let's talk about it now. Let's finish the discussion now. Anyway, so we try as much as possible to to resolve it. So please and please and please don't see that. And I think this is one of the mistakes or a trap I almost fell into, because of all those disagreements and all of those things that were happening, we were always fighting. And because we were always fighting, I started to think, am I sure this is the man I want to spend the rest of my life with? Now, every other good things that is going good for us, every other thing that I've seen in him that he has done that makes me feel like this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with, every of those things went to the dustbin. All I could think of now was, am I sure this person I want to, even the small thing is arguing, am I sure I can live with this and this and this and that? That's just the devil, my sister. Don't give him a foothold. It's going to make you question a lot of things, but you need to make sure to realize that, okay, there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of things happening now, and I need to calm down to be able to see things from his point of view. And as ladies, sometimes we feel like this is my day, so I want to take hold of it. So because of that, we feel like everything I say, and I know that this is one thing that happened to me, everything I say you are supposed to follow me because it is my day. You need to realize that it is not your day. It is your day, technically speaking, but it is you guys, it is the two of you, it's your day. So it needs to also have a say in some of the decisions that would be made. He's not a guest in the wedding, he's also the celebrant. So you need to make sure that, the decisions you are asking him, do you want this, do you want that, and you guys are trying to get to a middle ground. And some ladies are just so lucky that your husband will say, go and plan it, I don't care. That one you can do and overdo and do whatever. You don't need to do any back and forth and all of that. But even if that is the case, there'll be several other factors that would make you to fight, because honestly, wedding is God ordained. It is a covenant between God and the church. It's you bringing God's covenant into fulfillment. So definitely there are forces, evil forces, that would not want that to happen. And that brings me to my next point about praying. You guys need to pray. Oh my God, you need to pray. You need to pray. Set out time. These people should keep quiet now. Set out time for the two of you to pray. Like me and my husband, we had times that we'll just come together randomly to pray. Sometimes we'll have morning devotions together. Sometimes, but we have this Wednesday fasting. We had Friday prayer, you know, that we don't miss. Like every Wednesday afternoon we met, every Wednesday night we met, every Friday night we also met, you know, to do prayer. So you guys need it. You need it because see, there'll be a lot of, you don't know who is happy. You don't know who wants this union to come to you know, to happen. You don't know who has any evil intention on that day. You need to pray over your guests that will be coming. You know, you don't want your wedding to be the wedding that they will come and there will be a plane crash or there will be a car accident that someone will die. You don't want that. So you want to pray ahead of that day to ask God to take charge of every single person that will be coming. You don't want your wedding to be where they will come and they'll be regretting that they ever went, you know, or that will cause tears. I don't want to share that. But you know, there are a lot of people that have gone to wedding and, you know, they get kidnapped, they get, you know, robbed, they fall into accidents and all of those things. You want to make sure that you cover everything that needs to be covered spiritually. You know, I also had me and my friends, so I have very two close friends. You must have heard them a lot in my video, Bolaji and Christy. You know, we used to hold vigils every Thursday. So I pray with my husband on Wednesday. I hold vigils with my friends on, not vigil, more like an hour prayer that we usually do. So a prayer chain. So we meet every Wednesday, someone lead, the next person leads, and we did that. I think we did that like a month or two before the wedding. So every week we were meeting to, you know, pray over everything. The wedding, we just made sure that spiritually everything is covered. You know, some people come in Nigeria, you know, there are a lot of village people that don't want you to succeed. So you need to cover that day, cover the gifts, make sure that anyone that is coming with any evil intention, God takes care of it. Because see, there are a lot of things that is going on spiritually that is controlling everything that is happening physically. So you want to make sure that spiritually you take charge of everything. So prayer is so important. And the next thing I'm going to talk about is seek counseling. See, now for us, we didn't have a church wedding. I'm sure you can, if you watched my wedding video, if you haven't, I'll leave the link up here, or here, wherever. We didn't have a church wedding, and the reason was because me and my husband have never been in the same place, like ever. We started our relationship, I was in Ghana, he was in Nigeria. I had a church that I was dedicated a worker. You know, I even collected award, long suffering worker. Like I was a redeemer. I've always been a redeemer. So he attends another church here, and then I came to Lagos. I was working in the island. I was also staying in the mainland at the same time. So each weekend I attend different churches, so I was not stable. And then a year to our wedding, I was outside the country and he was here. So I didn't have a church I could say that, okay, the church that I knew that, you know, anything was in Ghana. So all through my 1 year I stayed, when I came back from Ghana, I didn't really have a stable church. So because of that, the other church I went was also a Redeemed church, but it was in the US and they did not have a branch in Lagos. So that meant that we we're really sure who is going to officiate this wedding. But I did have this group of Christian fellowship that I belong to, Soul Lift Africa. You can check them out on Instagram. And of course I had this pastor there. I used to teach on the platform and all of that. So it was really, so I knew, so even as at then, it hadn't even occurred to me that I should use that, but we're still thinking about how should we do this. So we planned on using my mom's church, but there were a lot of protocols, like my husband should leave his church and go to the church. There were just a lot of things that I felt like, okay, no, we are not going to do this. So so I spoke to my fellowship pastor, and he said, oh, definitely, and he officiated the wedding. So so because of that, we did not have a church. So usually when you go to church, you know, there are some requirements. You have to go through counseling and all of those things. We didn't have those because we didn't have a church wedding. But I think 3 weeks before the wedding, we now had, my pastor said, did you guys go through counseling? We said no, and he said, okay, let's take you through counseling session. Now the counseling section lasted for just 3 weeks or 4, but honestly there were so many things that, you know, we were able to discover about each other in that short section that we haven't discovered in 4 years of being together, especially for us that we're even doing long distance. So it really helped us. So I'm gonna you know, ask you, especially if you're a Christian, or you know, if you have any gathering that offers it, even if you're not a Christian, get counseling. You guys should sit down with someone who has been through that. It might not even be a pastor, it might just be someone who has been through marriage, or a marriage counselor or something. You know, I know churches, I know what's the name, Elevation, they offer an online wedding counseling, so you don't even need to be a member of their church. Okay, I was going to go for that before my pastor like called me and said he was going to do it for us. So what I'm saying is that make sure that somebody is a guide over you guys to let you know what you're about to get into, to guide you on things to do, things to know. We spoke about everything, like everything when it comes to, you know, submission, you know, respect, when it comes to, like, you know, our roles to each other, when it comes to even sex, you know, your first wedding night. They discuss all of those things with you for you to know, especially if, you know, it's your first time and all of that. We'll discuss that next week or next 2 weeks. I don't know when I'm going to get that video out, but trust me guys, I have gist for you. Let's get back to what we're talking about. So counseling is very, very important. Please seek counseling, okay? It will really help you. There are a lot of things that you don't know about this person. There are a lot of things you don't know about marriage. Things that, see, marriage does not, my pastor is saying, marriage does not cover anything. If anything, it exposes you more, you know, especially because this person, you're sleeping with this person, you're living with this person, you're eating with this person. Like, it's going to expose you. So you need to know what you're getting into and to be prepared spiritually, intellectually, and also through the experience of others, you know. So counseling is very, very important for me. The next thing I'm going to talk about is please accept help. Accept help. And I'm talking about help in every area. Let me give you an example. Now, I have friends, but I'm a kind of person that I don't like to stress people. I don't like to stress people. I would do everything by myself just because I don't want to put people under undue stress. I don't want someone to have a headache because of me or anything. I've always been like that. So during the wedding, I didn't want to ask for help, and my cousin was there for me. Like, she was there, she left school, she came to stay with me, and like, we're going to plan this thing together. But I think at a point she had to go for her exam, and then I think this particular day, I'm telling you, you know, the week of our wedding was also 2 weeks before our wedding. The NSAS protest happened where they killed people, and people came out in their numbers in Lagos, and they did a curfew. Now, during that period was when I went to the market to get souvenirs for my girls. Guys, I left my house early in the morning around 5. Prior to that, I was feeling a bit uneasy. I was feeling quite weak and tired. I didn't know what it was. So it was when I got to the market that I realized that I was actually sick. But I couldn't go back anymore because I was already in the market. I left the house around 5 a.m. in the morning. So we got to the market. I came there to buy souvenirs. So I was supposed to just buy and leave. But I decided that since I'm Kogu here, let me buy everything that I needed to buy, you know, so that I don't have to come back to Eko market. Because if you know Eko market, it's not a place you want to be doing excursion to every now and then. You want to do what you want to do and come back. So I bought everything. I was the only one. I was sick, my body was shivering, I was hot and cold at the same time, my head was banging, but I still wanted to do everything by myself. And before I left, my friend actually called me, you know, when I was in the market, and said, where am I, that if I need any help, I should make sure I reach out to them and everything, Bolaji. And I said, oh, don't worry, I got this. I got it. By the time I finished everything, I left the house, I finished everything around 4 p.m. So 4 p.m. or 2 p.m., around 2 p.m. And I was about to, since 5 a.m., I've been doing up and down. This time I knew my body could not take it, so I ordered an Uber and I was about leaving. Uber did not come. I waited for a while, there was no Uber. Eventually I was able to get one, and just as we were going, we've not even gone 15 minutes, then we entered this traffic that was no movement. Everyone has turned off their car and they were all sitting down. Apparently the protesters had blocked the road on both sides, and that's what they do. But that morning I didn't know that they were going to do it in my route. Children of God. And I needed to go home. And did I also say that when I left the house this morning, in the morning 5 a.m. I was pressed. So I was pressed, and the urine was already worrying me, and I don't know how to use public toilet. I'm like, unless it's like a church, a restaurant or something, but I'll go to the market and go and use I can't. And the reason is because I've actually, when I was much younger, I got an infection, so I would rather pee on my body than to use a public toilet. Like, that's how bad it is for me. So I didn't use, I was holding it. Holy Ghost. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, the conclusion of the story, if you know Lagos very well, is that you will know this route I'm talking about. So I actually walked from 7 Up to Bega. From 7 Up to Bega. I walked close to an hour. And I was not walking alone. Like, I'm walking, maybe, you know, the sun was hot, everything was there. I was sick, I was shivering, I was weak. But I was also carrying load. I was carrying, and I bought mugs, like I wanted to share for some of my friends, like 15 or how many. I carried my shoes, my hand fan, and every other thing I bought in the market. I was carrying load, heavy load, and I was pressed, and I was under the sun. There was no bike, there was nothing. That day I suffered a lot. What am I trying to say? When someone offers help, please take it with your full chest. You know, don't be trying to be saying, oh, I got this. You don't got anything. My sister, you are going to be tired. You're going to be tired. You're going to be stressed out. So when people offer to help you, take them up on their offer and accept it. Even when they offer to help you financially, you're not saying, I don't want to stress you. It happened to me, oh. My sister, you know, she offered to help me out with some of the expenses, and at a point I'm like, you just, you know, you have a baby, and so she was like, sure, you don't want. I was supposed to do a video of my sister when I went to Lagos, but I couldn't. But one of these days I'm going to. She's such an amazing lady. She was like, sure, you don't want it. I was like, I want, you know, and that thing, she just told me, I'm going to take care of, you know, this particular part of the wedding, and she did, and that was like a huge item off of my list. So imagine if I hadn't helped her, and it's not like I had the money somewhere. You know, so please and please, when people offer to help you, don't be doing big get. Don't be saying, I got it. You don't got anything. Take it, accept the help, and thank them, okay? The next point I'm going to talk about is get someone that has done a wedding before. See, Nigerian vendors, they are not to be trusted. Instagram, they have scammed me on Instagram before. I don't know if they have not scammed you before, but they have scammed me. I've ordered something on Instagram, I've paid the money, and the next thing I know, I started seeing a lot of stories of people who also ordered and they never got their item. Apparently the page was funny, and you know, of course, my money left, my money walked away. So since then, I'm very careful. So please and please and please make sure that you look for someone who has done it before, you know, someone who has had a wedding before, to help you to recommend vendors. Don't just go and scout for vendors randomly online. You know, even if you don't have anyone who have done it, look at the reviews, look at people that you know, or that know somebody that knows somebody. There is no way you will not know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that has just wedded. Please try to seek people who have done it and ask them, have you used this person before? What was your experience with this person? Can you give this person my number? And you know, sometimes even through recommendation, you can even get discounts. I had a lot of discounts because I used all the vendors my sister used. Okay, so I think the only vendor I didn't use was my makeup artist, and she was the only one I actually saw. I actually took a risk on, because I went on Instagram, I saw her work, I actually loved it. You know, I saw her page, her makeup was clean. Actually, I was going to go for someone else, but when I talked to that person, I realized that she was charging me 15K for bridal makeup. I knew something was wrong. So guys, let us use this as 0.7B. I don't even know what number I am now. If it's too good to be true, it is too good to be true. So charging me 15K, I said 15K. Where people were charging me 70,000 and I'm here to even, like, you know, accept that we are still even negotiating. So I went to the city, I saw her page, and I saw the people she had worked with, and I knew one of them. Okay, so I said, okay, let me reach out to this lady, and we spoke. We went back and forth. In short, that night I sent her money. Even my husband frowns on that thing. Don't ever, and he always tells me that, even though I'm always stubborn, and it has put me into trouble so many times. He always tells me, don't ever pay a person completely before the person do the job they are supposed to do. But me, I'm the kind of person that, let me just pay you so that it will remove in my head. I'll know that this one I've settled it, and it tells me that's not a good way to do. But like I'm saying, this lady, I don't know her. I just took a chance on her and it worked out. Okay, so I'm not saying that everybody on Instagram is bad. I took a chance on my makeup artist and she was amazing. Everyone loved my makeup. I loved my makeup. But it's not always the case, you know, it's not always the case, especially in the part of the world that we live in. So you need to be careful. Try to get someone who has done it before, not only for the vendor recommendation. The person will also help teach you, or to help you, you know, to give you some knowledge or some wisdom or some whatever into what to expect. A video like this is also an example. You know, there are some things I've shared with you now that will help you to make better decisions. Okay, so someone who has also done it before, I'm sure there are videos, several other videos on YouTube, on videos like, on content like this, that will also advise you on, you know, things to do. Okay, so yes, so always try to look for someone who has done a wedding before to have advised you and to, you know, answer some of the questions that you probably don't have answers to. Okay, the next thing I'll say is, please have a list. when you talk to the person, make sure that, you know, the person gives you a list. You know, mine was really good because my sister gave me the list of everything that she did. She even had, her husband had an Excel sheet that they used to do their budget and everything, and I used their budget. They had more guests than I did, so of course there were a lot of things that I needed to cross or, you know, reduce and all of that, but that gave me an overview of what to expect and what my budget should look like. So that's also one thing that asking people would also do for you, to help you to draw up your list. And in your list, you will know, okay, these are the necessities, these are the things that I need to have, so that you, on that day, you don't I remember it was a night, I've been 2 nights to my wedding, that I realized I didn't have a veil, because I was getting my wedding gown sewn. So I forgot to negotiate a veil with the lady. So luckily my friend, my sister's friend, you know, also she had a veil, and, you know, so she gave me the veil that she used during her wedding. So everything just worked out fine for me. Yeah, so yes, please have a list. A list will help you to know what you have, what you still need to have done. I have so many wedding lists on my phone, like so many lists that I use. If you want it, I can also send it. I mean, just indicate in the comment section. I can send you the list, a checklist for your wedding, okay? And the next thing is like an advice. Oga, auntie, please don't procrastinate. Don't procrastinate. It always seems like, oh, the wedding is still a month from now. It's not a month from now. It is 4 weeks from now. Just 4 weeks from now. It is 30 days from now. So if you're thinking that, oh, you know, I still have time, my sister, you will get to the market. The day you think that you want to do all the shopping, like, you are leaving it till last minute, then 4 weeks to your wedding or a month to your wedding, you are just going to look for the Ashoebi, the clothes that your Ashoebi ladies will use. On that day, you will not find the color. You will look for your color. It will look, if you chose red, it will look like, it will be like red just automatically disappeared from the market. So please, if there is anything that you think needs to be done, make sure that you get it done. Don't procrastinate. I beg you, do everything that needs to be done when you need to do it. You know, as early as possible, actually, as early as possible. Don't wait until the last minute, because number one, it's a lot of stress on you. It's a lot of headache. And number two, there's no guarantee that that thing that you want would actually still be there when you need it. So please do not procrastinate. The next thing I'll say, the next point I would give is, don't be afraid to ask questions from your vendor. See, they are your workers. They are your employees. You are the one that is employing them. Don't let them be chancing you. Everything that you need to know about what they are supposed to do, ask them. A week to the wedding, I was talking to my cake person. How far? What have you done? She told me she has soaked the fruits and everything. I shouldn't worry. You know, the person that sold my clothes, I asked every question. How is it going to be? You know, are you sure you have done this? Anything that I feel like I still need to ask for clarification for, I always do. The person who did my decoration, we were on and off. We were talking every time. Okay, so please ask questions. If you have a wedding planner, make sure that you're always on the loop, you know, kept on the loop about what is happening or where progress has gotten to, or how you guys have progressed and all of that. So always ask questions from your vendors. They are your employees, so don't let them feel, or, you know, treat you like, you know, something. You are paying them. They are not doing you a favor. So please ask all the questions that you need to know. Now, the last and final point I'm going to give is, please treat malaria. If you are in Lagos, Nigeria, before your wedding, before you travel, before anything, treat malaria. The day I told you I went to the market and I was sick, it was actually malaria. I had malaria and typhoid. So please and please and please, whether you have the symptoms, you don't have it, malaria is going to come. So please treat malaria. Whatever it is that you use, some people don't use drug for malaria, some people, I don't know what you use. Whatever it is that you use, treat malaria. Because after our wedding, so many people broke down. My mother-in-law broke down, my mother broke down, my husband broke down. Everybody had malaria. So please and please and please, take anti-malaria drugs, so that you are immune against any malaria attack after your wedding. Because stress-induced malaria is real. It's not a mosquito bite you. Stress-induced malaria is real. So please make sure that you do that. And also take multivitamins. I was going to bring the bottle that I use. I don't have it here. So this is the multivitamins that I used. Now, I'm not a pharmacist, okay? I'm not a pharmacist. I'm not recommending anything. So of course, if you look at it and there's anything that you're allergic to, of course you might not want to, you know, go for it. You might want to go for something else. But this is like an iron supplement. It helps you to, you know, for blood and to give you energy and all of those things. It's really, really important, especially as ladies, because you are going to lose weight. Trust me, when I went for my first fitting, I had lost so much weight that they had to readjust everything. As a matter of fact, they had to add hips to my reception dress because that one could not be adjusted. So that is just to show you that you're going to lose weight, so you need to make sure that you have something that is helping you to replenish it. And this really worked for me. I was always feeling faint, feeling, you know, lightheaded and all of those things. It's definitely worked for me, and I'm definitely going to recommend it for anyone who might need iron supplements in their body. So it really helped me. It's still remaining, and the reason it's still remaining is because I was not consistent in using it. I don't like liquid medicine. I don't like it, but this was a necessity for me, and that was why, you know, I ended up using it. So please make sure that you have an iron supplement that you're using to help you, you know, to get your energy back when you lose it. So yes, that is where we're going to end the video for today. I hope this has been helpful. If it has, please leave it in the comment section below. If there's any other point you think that newlyweds should take note of that I haven't mentioned, please make sure that you also leave that in the comment section down below. Please make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video. Subscribe, guys. Please subscribe to this channel. I'll slowly, I think we are getting to 500 right now, so please make sure we get to 500 by the end of this video, or 600, whatever the case might be. Subscribe to this channel, and I promise you there's a lot of great content coming your way. Okay, until we meet again, my name is Victoria Ajayi-Bembe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.